Hey guys, Scripture here with another video, and you're gonna see something here. I'm gonna explain to you what's going on. It's not really all that complex, but there's a major problem in Hollywood right now. There's a major problem with Lucasfilm, Star Wars, with all types of IPs, genres, studios, the way that they think about things, the way that they operate. It is clearly indicative of the top-down control. Either that or creatives. We just don't have any creatives anymore. There's no one that knows how to be creative. Maybe that's the problem. But I think it's more the top down. So here's the second trailer to Skeleton Crew. I will say before we get into this, it gives you a lot more than the first one did. At least they're showing us what the show is. You kind of get a gist of what the show is, like, totally now. Like, we kind of did already, but now you totally do. You get a lot more shots. Okay, let's just get into it. Anyways, let's just leave it at that.
What are you in for?
Wait. Okay, so right off the bat, why are we playing 80s music? 80s Earth music in Star Wars? What? This is literally just a school on Earth with 80s music and more or less 80s dress. And that kid definitely has an 80s haircut. I had a fro when I was a kid. And this is part of what the problem is right now in Hollywood.
What are you in for?
Yeah, so they're literally in detention. Like, this is... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, man. Like... It's like, our Star Wars isn't working, so let's do non-Star Wars. Let's do Stranger Things with the Star Wars skin. What is going on?
I found something buried in the woods.
So he falls down a hill, he finds something, he finds a strange-looking rock, it appears to be. He says he found something buried in the woods. It just looks like a rock. I'm assuming this is a portion of the spaceship that they take off on that we see in the first trailer. It's just been done. Like, it's been done. I don't know. Is it believable that a kid would get that excited over what appears to be just like a rock? I don't know. Whatever. It's just...
Dad.
This is unacceptable. Do you understand?
And then the dad comes in, and I guess he's picking up his son from detention. Guys, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Are kids gonna go for this? I don't know. Are kids even... Like, I understand where they're coming from. Like they are struggling to get kids into new Star Wars. They are. That's a fact. And part of that is because all the shows they've been doing on Disney Plus have been geared towards adults, particularly Andor, but even the others too. I mean, they're not really kid-centered like this is. Like, this is, like, along the lines of, like, the Ewok movies. But, I don't know, detention? Like, the Ewok movies, you were fully gone into another galaxy far, far away. Here, it's like, I don't know, if you're a kid, are you going to feel like you're just watching any other show? Like, any other show with regular life things? I don't know. Guess we'll find out if it's going to work, but...
What do you think it is?
Yeah, I'm guaranteed this is the ship. So the ship was buried. So it's a really old ship. Okay. I mean, that's kind of cool. I'm not going to lie. That is actually kind of cool.
Don't touch anything.
So obviously the kid starts touching everything. This is sort of a very... Some people would call it a classic trope. Some people would call it an overused trope. Some people would call it way overdone. I don't know. It's just... Like, it's not... It's just That's all I can say. And then, I guess, by some miracle, the kid figures out how to use the hyperdrive without blowing through a star. Going through space in hyperdrive isn't like Dustin Crop's kid, but I guess they figure it out somehow. Okay.
What did you do?
We're lost. Really lost.
Okay, so that's an interesting thing, too, because, like, what could he have done to screw up the nav computer. Because you can't get lost in Star Wars. Every ship is equipped with a nav computer, every single one. So that's literally how you fly through hyperspace, is because the computer does all the calculations for you. And, well, and you type in where the area you're trying to get to, obviously. Han did that. And then the nav computer figures out the rest, and then you don't fly through a star. So that'll be interesting how they explain that. And I guess this droid was there in the ship. I guess he's just been in there for how many hundreds or 1,000 years or whatever it is. It's also kind of funny to me that whatever planet they were living on was quite civilized, obviously. That no one would have, they wouldn't have sensed, like with some sort of form of equipment or flyover equipment or anything, that there was this ship buried just barely under the surface. But I know that's a nitpick, but it's, again, in universe, in Star Wars, it's not super believable that no one would have noticed this in this length of time. And you'll see in a minute here just how old this ship actually is. It's extremely old, so you would think at some point, but whatever.
Stay together. We just need some directions home.
Okay, so they're at some spaceport. I mean, it looks kind of cool. It looks cool.
Come on, kid. Pay up. Whoa. Where'd you two find an old Republic credit?
See, there you go. So that's where you figure out that this ship is super duper old, because it had old Republic credits. So again, in universe, a ship like that being there for that long isn't really believable. It's fun. It's fun for the movie. I get it. Or the show, I should say. But, I mean, in universe, that's not believable at all. That thing would still be there after that length of time, but whatever. Old Republic credits. I like the bartender. I like the alien. The look of all the aliens actually look really good. That green guy looks good too. They did a really good job of that. And then the spaceport looks cool. The visuals are good. Like, don't get me wrong. Other than, of course, the Earth planet. It's basically just Earth with a school. And it's like Earth in, whatever, 50 years.
Over here, quick. I'll get you home. We'll make a partnership. But we have to move fast!
Wait, why were they mad at him? I gotta go back.
Over here, quick. I'll get you home. We'll make a partnership. But we have to move fast!
And so then I question, I'm like, well, what's the partnership? Okay, so did they lose their ability to fly through hyperspace and lost their nav? I guess they lost both. So what's the partnership? He's going to help them fix their ship in exchange for getting them home? Or, like, what happens to the ship? That's the part I'm getting a little confused by. What happens to the ship?
I need you to take the controls.
Okay. Neil?
Again, I don't know. It feels... The themes of this, it feels played out. It feels like we've seen this a million times in a million other things. And that kind of pulls you away from the Star Wars aspect of it, in a way. Because you're like, it's so similar to so many other things. It's so generic that you're kind of like, you don't feel like you're immersed in Star Wars, really. And having said that, I mean, that outpost looked really good, I'm not going to lie. But, I don't know, like... We've seen this a million times, the one kid gets a chance to do something, the other kid's like, what, are you serious? Like, we've seen it in Goonies.
Neil?
Yeah, and like, you're playing 80s Earth music, dude. It's Star Wars. It's like, again, they're so desperate now, they gotta make Star Wars that isn't Star Wars, it's something else. It's Stranger Things, or it's Goonies, or whatever. Breakfast Club at the beginning, or whatever. Because they're just so desperate to make something that isn't Star Wars to try and get Star Wars back on track, which is so bizarre.
A crew of...
Whoa, what was that? Hold on, let's go back for a sec. These just look like space dudes. So a ship is blowing up, and then these guys, whoever they are, I don't know. Maybe it's these other guys. Who knows? Their spacesuits look like Earth spacesuits. That's a nitpick, but they do.
A crew of murderous pirates is coming.
So now they're on some other planet, and they're fighting in a battle? It looks funny, guys. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to think. I just think It's just, it's again. I'll get into the final thoughts is where it's just
Something.
Okay, I kind of like the droid. I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of like the droid. I kind of liked him in the first in the screenshots and stuff. He looked like he might be kind of cool, and seeing that he looks like he's a pretty cool old grumpy droid character, which is kind of neat from the old Republic, which is kind of cool too.
What's wrong? They're not going to just turn up. We need to find.
What's with the mom? Something's wrong. Yeah, your kid's gone.
What's wrong? They're not going to just turn up. We need to find.
Something's wrong. Yeah. What kind of a line is that? I haven't seen my kid in a week. Something's wrong. Oh no.
We're not alone down here.
Some kind of weird squiggy. What the heck was that? So it looks like that's his face. He's like some weird octopusy snake thing. Yeah, whatever. Okay, again, this is aesthetically pleasing. I will say that. Looks really nice. Looks like the planets and stuff are well put together. This looks like some sort of resort thing. They seem to be doing that a lot in Star Wars with Disney. Like you got Canto Bight. You had Andor was on that vacation planet. I don't remember what one it was. They're adding that in. I don't think that's a bad thing. But this looks pretty cool, actually.
Of booby traps, pirates, and mountains where none dare to go.
Okay, so I think that's the voice of the droid. Wait, let's listen to that again.
Of booby traps, pirates, and mountains where none dare to go.
Okay, so the droid has like a piratey voice. It's very kind of Goonies-ish, like what you would, it's like, it's not, but it is. Remember, it's like, I don't know, it's like a pirate's treasure. The thing I don't get about this is if he can get them home, does he not have a ship? I guess he doesn't have a ship, because he could have just put them all in the ship and took them home and gotten some payout from their parents or something, but they're running around on all these other planets and doing stuff. Maybe what happened is he was taking them home, and then those pirates, yeah, that's probably what happened. So he probably was taking them home, and then those pirates and then the pirates went after them, and then they maybe crash landed on this planet. That makes the most sense, now that I think about it. But then why would the pirates still be after them? Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. Okay, I mean, whatever. It's fine. It's a plot line. I mean, that's gonna happen in Star Wars. You're gonna, it happens on Earth. There's still pirates in certain areas. It's very dangerous to go through.
If you hear this, don't give up.
Hold on. Is that the mom? Like, are they trying to tie this into, if you hear this, don't give up? But they weren't talking to the kids. Those were adults. Huh. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that ties into some New Republic thing or what, but because this does take place between Jedi and sequels. That's been confirmed. And apparently is going to tie in, maybe, there's rumors that it ties in with the Mandoverse, which is just, it's too much, man. Too many people meeting each other.
No matter what.
Here we go. Yeah, here's the treasure. See, it's the Goonies. It's the Goonies. Oh boy, it's very Mayan calendar there in the background, and I don't know. It's let me know in the comment section. Is this Star Wars to you? Like what? I don't know.
What?
Okay, we got some non-80s pop music at the end. Okay, so here's the issue with this that I have, and this is something that's been happening with Star Wars for a while. So it's a Hollywood issue. So what happens is some streaming show in particular, because all these streaming sites have popped up, right? Every company wants to have one. Every company is trying to do this. When one streaming site has a good show, the rest of them try and copy it, or a successful show, I should say. So Stranger Things comes out, and then what does Dan Aykroyd say? Hey, let's incorporate that vibe into Ghostbusters because it's successful. Instead of writing a Ghostbusters movie, an Afterlife, they went a completely different direction, right? There's even Bill Murray was like, it's nothing funny in this movie at all. And it isn't very funny. It isn't. And it certainly isn't on the level of Ghostbusters funny. It's not even close. It's the humor that is in it is childish humor like we see in this. So then, okay, Stranger Things was successful. They do that. Other brands kind of copy it in some ways as well. Now we have Star Wars, and they're saying, okay, well, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do a Stranger Things, Goonies-inspired kids show that, at least for me, for this trailer, doesn't feel like Star Wars. It's cool. There's some great shots. Don't get me wrong. But it doesn't feel very Star Wars-y at all. It's not just the music. It's everything. It's the kids in school. It's the this. It's the that. And we've seen this with Star Wars before. And I know a lot of you guys really like Andor. I think Andor is okay. I reviewed it. There are problems I think a lot of people have overlooked in that show. But that show, I believe, was made the way it was made because Game of Thrones was an extremely successful streaming show. Or successful show, I guess. And so what did they do in Andor? They followed a lot of the same type of things that you see in Game of Thrones. The long monologue-style drama discussions about every detail of every little thing, right? That's Game of Thrones. Some of it is really good, some of it isn't. But at the end of the day, that is not even remotely the same vibe you get from George's 6 films. It's a completely different vibe. I'm not saying you can't have different things and different feels and vibes, but the overall tone of what they're doing doesn't feel the same. It feels like something different. And this is another example. Now, the other stuff, Ahsoka and Kenobi, they don't have the same vibes either. I think they attempted to, but they just aren't good shows. Like, they're just... The acting isn't very good. I guess, Ewan McGregor's pretty good, obviously, but someone somewhere along the line decided to put Leia in there, and all those scenes with Leia are just so cringy. Anyway, all that to say, that's the problem right now in Hollywood. Somebody has a successful thing, and then everybody basically just copies it. And it's watering down the market. It's very boring. I just want to see an actual Star Wars show. I don't want to see a Game of Thrones Star Wars show. I don't want to see a Goonies / Stranger Things Star Wars show. I want to see a Star Wars show. And the model for that is very clear and it's quite simple. But they don't want to do that. They don't want to take any risks. And that's because it's the top people telling the people down below. As far as this show's concerned, guys, I don't know. I mean, if you like Stranger Things, you'll probably like it, I guess. I think that's what they're going for. Like, there's even like some kid wrote on the wall in the detention room behind the girl, and it's just, like, it doesn't look awful, but it doesn't look good, and it doesn't look, it looks like Star Wars, but it's not, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel like it. So, all that to say, I think they did a really good job on the aesthetics overall, again, other than Earth Planet. Incorporating the Old Republic is kind of cool, and Old Republic droid is kind of cool. The aliens look great. I wouldn't be surprised if one of the kids is force sensitive. That's what Disney does. At the end of the show, the kid with the afro is going to, like, do something, force something. Put money on it. I'm telling you right now, put money on it. Anyways, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. I don't know. It's just... I just wish they could just do normal Star Wars. Whatever, I guess we'll see. It could be fun. It could be fun. It could be really terrible. It just doesn't feel very Star Wars to me. It just doesn't. Let me know in the comment section what you think. If you like this content, please like, subscribe. Always helps the channel. Feel free to check anything else on my channel. Have yourselves a really good day.